Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Spitting and Chatting. Lane, how you doing today?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Good, good. Well, let's dive right into this.
Yep.
Today we're talking about holiday stress
Mm,
and mess.
mm,
I pulled out some stats
mm.
because, as we kind of talked about just in previous videos, we mentioned that this month is Mental Health Awareness Month for men, but really for everyone. There's some challenges that normally people can feel and may not even understand like what's going on or why they're having these feelings of loneliness or these
Mm.
feelings of depression or in some cases even suicidal.
Yeah.
So we wanted to kind of talk about this today, and I got some stats. Haven't done this in a while, but it says mental health statistics around the holidays show that a significant number of adults experience stress due to finances, family dynamics, and other pressures. Now check this out. It says with 89% reporting holiday related stress. Furthermore, 64% of individuals with pre existing mental health conditions find their conditions worsen during this time. And the top stressors include affording gifts, managing family conflict, and grieving loved ones. Now that's a mouthful right there. What you think about that?
That's a whole lot combined into pretty much the holiday season start like right around maybe the week of Thanksgiving. That's when things kind of kick off, I guess. After Halloween, you start thinking about plans for Thanksgiving, and then the week of, bam, it hits.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, growing up, man, Christmas was like one of my favorite holidays, man. And as a child, I always had a good holiday with my fam. And I never thought about them, I never saw them stressing over money and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a kid. I didn't know. I'm thinking about Santa Claus and stuff, but I don't know what was going through their minds at that time. And if they were stressing, man, I understand it now. Me and my cousins always had good Christmases. We were never without. We just had what we needed and we were happy with that. If I got a pair of shoes, nice couple of toys, I was good. But today, man, things have just gotten just out of control with the expenses you got to use during the holiday season. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything that you just mentioned. Growing up, the holidays were,
Hmm.
like you said, we didn't really see our family stressing. A
Hmm.
big part of that was, for a big portion, I grew up with my grandparents.
Right, right.
So they might have been like in a different place in their life, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But as I got older, and my approach to the holidays is probably different from a lot, just because
Hmm.
I've done a lot of research of history and just kind of my own personal beliefs, which is that's a whole different rant and kind of subject to get into. The way I look at it now, man, is it's kind of as the stats show.
Hmm.
Um, there's just other things that are related, for me from a mental health standpoint. So
Right.
I know most people don't believe in the Santa Claus and the
Yeah.
Easter Bunny and all that, stuff. But from this time of the season, like I've lost three
Mm.
critical pieces in my life, women wise,
Right.
so in October, I lost my mom, my grandmother, and my sister, all at different times. But recently I just noticed that around this time I'm not my normal self, like there's something in the backdrop I fully don't understand on how those deaths have impacted me, like through this time. You know what I
Right.
mean? Through these particular months. Of course, it's my mom was over 30 years ago. So
Mm.
when I think about that, it's just like I still don't understand how that impacts me in the timing of my grandmother and sister, probably within the last 4 or 5 years.
Mm.
Sometimes you just don't know how to process that. You know it happened,
Right.
right? And you know that there's sadness that may come along with that.
Mm.
But I've just noticed for myself, besides the holiday stuff, this particular part of the season or year, I'm just not as, I guess, in my normal, like, joyful mood. And that's
Right.
something,
Right. Right.
I'm just noticing on myself and probably something I need to, speak more on. when
Let
I'm
me
doing
ask you a
those
question.
tune-ups.
You spoke about your grandmother,
Hmm.
and you were with her during, your younger years. How were the holiday seasons with your grandparents? What do you remember the most?
So with my with my grandparents, it was fun. It was family.
Mm,
I mean, I think that's really what it came down to is lots of family was around. Of course, you had the gifts and stuff that you always look forward to. As a child, those were like huge things. You know what I'm saying? Even starting with my mom, of course, the gifts, the bikes, the games, all that
right,
stuff.
right, right, right.
Those are things you're just like you don't forget. And
Yeah.
they're joyful moments. As I got older, like with my grandmother and my grandfather, it was more about the family coming over because there was always a
Mm,
big meal. You know what I'm saying? We're
yeah.
always just enjoying the company of one another, even more so of the gifts. So, that was always a joyful time, festive time. Of course, there were decorations and stuff like that. So, yeah, but as I grew up and became, now it's kind of my turn. What am I going to do with these particular holidays?
Right, right.
I had to reassess certain things for certain reasons, like I mentioned with history, but there's still a pressure that comes with trying to keep up
Yeah.
pleasing people. Do people agree with your beliefs? Do they not? So that's, I guess, just to answer in short, that's my
Yeah.
answer for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that works for you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you find your peace in that. And that's what
Hmm.
it's about, is finding your peace during these holidays, and whatever you got
Yep.
to do. Maybe it's an extra few trips to the gym. I think it's kind of good that the malls are not as packed, because a lot of people do their shopping online. Maybe that's a good thing. So you don't got to stress about, got to go here and then they close at this time. And maybe that's a good thing, but you still got to go buy a gift bag. I don't even wrap nothing no more. I just like, man, I'm gonna just put a gift bag in it, gift cards. Man, the money, bro, it gets so crazy. And then we're talking, I understand the impact for children,
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand that. And that's mostly what kind of, as an adult, you get gratification from that, seeing that child smile Christmas morning. They open their gifts, they're happy, hey, the hard work you put in to get them whatever they wanted. Man,
Hmm.
that alone that's a gift to me, just seeing that, seeing my family, open whatever presents I was able to afford or whatever. That's all I need. Nothing else, is just seeing that.
Yeah.
Everything else is just gotten just watered down. The especially the thought of what Christmas is supposed to be about. Now it's
Hmm.
turned into this mega sale, this Black Friday. Is that what they call it after Thanksgiving? Black Friday. People camping out. Man, I've
Yep.
never done that in my life. You would never see me do that for a
Yeah.
TV that, I don't get it. But just like I spoke of you, protecting your peace, man, I think is, I mean, that's unmeasurable. You got to do that, starting from Thanksgiving, protecting your peace, all the
Yep.
way through the New Year's. Protect your peace. And that might be a thing going into the new year, like a slogan, protecting your peace, because it's going to start around the holiday season. And hopefully you can carry it on through the new year.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I mean, those are things that I've been working on for, I would say, probably last
Mm,
5 to 7 years, trying to protect
mm,
my peace during this time. But I do remember, man, those are some stressful moments,
yeah.
you know, when you trying to like please everybody. You looking at your bank account and it don't add up to what everybody wants or what they're expecting. And of course, people say it's the thought that counts, but when it really comes down to it and they opening up a gift, you've seen some faces where, like that excitement is like, yeah, this is what I wanted. And you've also seen like the thank you. You know what I'm saying? You know the difference. You know the
Hold on, hold
difference
on,
when
hold
it's,
on, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. The thought that counts. What happened with that?
hey man, that's trash right now. If we just keep it honest to most people, they say that mess, but they don't really believe it.
I feel like that's just something people say just to kind of make you think they're going to be happy,
Yeah,
and it, it's
yeah,
it's it's come down to a dollar amount. You know what I'm saying? Like the happiness, like those smiles is
yeah,
equal to a dollar amount.
yeah,
And like you said, it's like you get that expression, oh, thank you.
And man, we know the difference. Like,
Oh,
I mean, and if we're being honest, we've probably done that before
yeah,
as well. We got some gift. I was like, this is, but you try to be polite. So I get it.
yeah,
But it's just like that is exhausting. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
exhausting trying to keep up with that. Even this article says a lot of people, they struggle with not only the unrealistic expectations, right, to contribute to the holiday, but they struggle over, what was it? Like basically faking that they're happy in that moment when
Mm.
they're really like stressed out. A lot of people are just kind of going through the motions, like of the hustle and bustle, and a lot of people are just not being genuine in that moment. I mean, it's just it is what it is. You're not being genuine because it's a stressful time, the finances of it all, or you bouncing between one house to the next just to say you made it somewhere to make somebody else happy.
I know, yeah, that's the thing with some people. They go to different houses and, hey, I do it right now. It's like,
To each his own.
yeah. And, in my line of work, hospitals don't close on the holidays. So I can't
Right.
really enjoy the holidays like some people. It's like I got to think in the back of my mind, I got to get to work. Let me make me a plate or whatever. Or either I got off of work that morning and I wake up and it's not the same. I need time to kind of recuperate from my shift. No telling what
Yeah.
I went through the previous night,
Yeah.
and it's not the same. But just like you said, man, the stress of dealing with this financially, it leads to burnout. And, this should start. I don't know if it's starting to maybe make people wake up, especially with the mental health crisis a lot of men are under. And this month, like you said, being mental health awareness, people need to start waking up to, especially like around during the holiday season, to say, hey, I'm gonna protect my peace. That means if I give you a T-shirt or a small bottle of cologne, you're going to be appreciative, and I'm going to know I did my very best. No matter what your expectation was, I did my best, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Saying that and acting that out is two different things, but
Yeah. Yeah.
man, something has got to change because, it's gone from being the favorite holiday to be like, damn, it's Christmas already? Damn.
Very joyful time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Scrooge, man. I'm like, man, I see people, my neighbors putting up their lights. I'm like, look at these fools, man. Take these lights down.
I mean, like I said, to each their own. You gotta
Yeah,
protect your own peace. Do whatever makes you happy. But like for me, that's a growing progress, right? That's still in process for me. Trying to learn how to navigate that to encourage my family without doing all the things that everybody else is doing,
right.
because
Yeah,
going to the malls and trying to, find stuff at the last minute or even, you know, trying to pre-plan and it still all brings a certain level of stress. So,
hmm,
um, for me, I just appreciate the time off. I mean, obviously
hmm,
most companies, I know you're in the health field, but most companies do provide the time off during these days. So I
right.
just look at it as a time to rest and hang out with family still. Like,
Yeah,
we still gonna have a good meal. We still gonna hang out. Like one of our things is we go see some of the new movies that came out. Especially my daughter likes that. So we really just try to get good family time. And I try to do gifts and stuff outside of this time frame just
hmm,
because, I'm trying to detach myself as much as possible from all this because it just stresses me out.
yeah. You've done a good job with that, though, bro.
It's hard though.
I'm
It's
still in the
hard, but
woods trying to get over the fence, and you've done a good job with it because I can see your reaction is like, woo, like I'm glad
Doc,
I'm not doing that no more. But
hey,
I'm getting toward that fence, man, and once I break free, I ain't looking back.
hey, it's hard, man. Everybody don't agree with it. Everybody,
Yeah,
feels like you should just, roll with it because that's what we've always done, or you're taking away fun from, the family. And that's not my intention. It's just
right, right.
why am I going to stress myself out or overextend my bank account to please everybody else? Like I just finally got to that point to where I like, man, I can't keep up with that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if
yeah,
you be honest, like each year you got to top the previous year. Like,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You get one specific gift. Oh, you got to do better than next year. Like, or are they gonna be giving you that, oh, thank you? And
Man,
it's true. Like,
you cannot, and that you so right about that. Like you got to
yeah,
top it the next year. Like if you bought a $50 gift card, you got to buy $100 gift
yeah,
card. If you bought some Air Jordans, now you might have to step up to some Gucci or some Louis Vuitton shoes or
yeah,
something. And I know these companies just start doing this when the holidays. They don't be having
yeah,
no sales, no markdowns, no nothing. They said, why do it when these
yep,
people are going to go out here and buy it? Yeah. And then
yeah,
most people go into the new year in debt.
yeah,
And
man.
maybe it's not $100, maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's a few bucks, but you're going into the new year in the negative because you've just spent all this money for these gifts that, and then when you gave it to them, oh, thanks. And how does that make you feel when you give somebody a gift like that? Because it's supposed to be the thought that counts. But that mess is so clearly out the
Yeah,
door. And I don't know, people need to start making t-shirts or something to remind people about being appreciative of something you get. I
yeah,
mean, I got little bottles of cologne from like all little nieces, nephews, my sons, daughters. I keep them. I use them little every day, little something. I got
yeah,
something. I keep it.
yeah,
Daughter bought me a Cowboys hat and a beanie set. I wear it when I go outside.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
at this age now, I'm appreciative of anything I get. Like
yeah.
mother-in-law gives me a t-shirt. I wear it to work out. Like I ain't
Right,
turning down nothing, but some
right.
people have a limit, expectation of what they want. And man, we already know we went through a government shutdown. Some people aren't
Mm,
eating like they used to. They letting you know it's about to happen again at the beginning of the year. And we just
yep,
did a show talking about this, about get ready because it's going to happen again. And already people have forgotten about that because it's the holiday season. And
right.
man, I'm afraid to know what it's going to look like going into the new year with a government shutdown coming again and people in debt already because of Christmas.
Already.
Man,
I think I just saw a clip recently with Ti, and he was talking about, man, we haven't even cut the turkey for Thanksgiving, and people already got their lights up for Christmas, and
yeah, yeah,
buying for
yeah,
Christmas already. So
yeah,
it's you could just see how, to me, and this is just, again, it's my opinion, so don't be writing, but people are brainwashed
yeah,
into this season. It's
yeah.
just like, it's crazy. Like, people are literally brainwashed into this season. And again, so be it. If that's what you like, that's what you accept. That's what brings you happiness. But that's a lot to just keep up with, and just year after year try to meet those expectations, when like, year after year your life is not the same every year, where you might have the same income, or you might not be
Yeah,
doing so well that year. It might be a government shutdown,
yeah.
whatever. We know that life changes. To try and top what just happened last year, on top of birthdays and everything else that goes on through the year, that's just a lot.
Man, I remember one thing that started making me be appreciative of Christmas, of not just Christmas, but just anything you get. I remember
Hmm.
as a kid, I've always had good Christmases. My mother, my grandparents, my uncle, my whole family, everybody around me always did their job to make sure me and my cousins were taken care of. But I remember seeing one cousin, his mom was going through rough times, and she just got him some coloring books and some crayons.
Hmm.
And, here I am with some new Air Jordans, new shirts, jeans, hats, and stuff like that. I had a starter jacket. And one of my
Mm.
cousins was sitting there with a sad face because he had just got just a coloring book for Christmas.
Yeah.
And man, that started to make me think like, man, some people don't always have what you got. No matter how bad you think you got it, somebody else has it worse. And
Yeah.
I felt sympathy, and it always made me go through Christmas like, man, there's some people who don't have a Christmas tree or don't have lights, not because they don't want to do it, but because they can't afford to do it. They got to worry about their next meal or keeping their lights on or how's their kid going to eat at school. Those are
Yep.
real priorities for some people, not knowing how they going to find these new Air Jordans or something like that.
Yep.
But man, from that moment when I saw that, man, my thinking process as a kid was just different about
Yeah, man. And that's good that you developed that, that type of thinking and outlook,
it. Mhm.
because we should, a gift is a gift,
Yeah.
regardless,
Yeah.
how big or how big or small. And we should always be grateful. And if
Man.
and I know I'm just, yapping, but if we were to get to the point to where we just understood that giving is where this, I guess if we give, then everyone's kind of taken care of,
Yeah. Yeah.
if we're more into giving and just waiting to receive something,
Yeah. Yeah.
then those disappointments are going to be more out the door because you're not really expecting. But most of us are conditioned to expect,
Yeah.
you know.
Brother, that's those are facts, man. You ain't yapping because I've had to teach this to all of our kids. Hey, if you got $5, hey, or $10, get a card. I don't care. Maybe you can get a Starbucks gift card. You mean to tell me people are not going to appreciate that? Much as
Right,
people drink Starbucks, darn right they will. I
right,
would.
yeah,
So
right,
no matter whatever you want to give, if it's maybe just saying Merry Christmas, or if you're that person who's always giving but you don't have much to give, the thought that counts really, with some adults, with most adults, people really understand that. And they understand, hey, yeah, you're a child, you're in school, or you're going through tough times, you can't afford to buy gifts like this, but you decided to do something. You wrote a card, you got a Starbucks gift card. The thought
yeah.
that counts is, I mean, it's so underappreciated now these days because, like you said earlier, it's a price tag on Christmas.
It's a price tag.
Every person's got a price tag, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
then after Christmas, you rolling right into, what is it, Valentine's Day, man. And
Woo! Just keep it rolling. It
just
don't
keep it
stop.
rolling. You spend January getting out of debt, and then, man,
You
look,
already done forgot about the gifts back then. Now you're looking for
you
the next
looking for the
holiday to
next
come around.
one. You looking
Yep.
for that. And that's got a price tag on it, man. Maybe
Yeah.
Trump needs to just, do something with all this, man.
Man, for real. Put some tariffs on it, huh?
Right, yeah. Cancel it.
Hey,
This year
what
I'm gonna cancel Valentine's Day and
oh
Christmas.
man, people will lose their mind, bro. People will lose their
People
mind.
would.
But one thing I've learned from the older generation, and this is
Mm,
something, this is a chin check for me, is like I have family in New Jersey and Louisiana and stuff like that, and of course Cali, but I need to get better at simply making calls during these times
yeah, yeah, me too.
because
Me too. I hear you.
the older generation, they appreciate just you even thinking about them
Yeah,
and calling
that's
to
true.
say hi, how are you
That's
doing and
true.
what's your, they love that. It ain't even really always about the gift. Sometimes it's just like, hey, did you check on them? Did you, you off from work?
Yeah,
Were you able just to pick up the phone? That's kind of how they look at it
yeah,
and say hi, and hope you're doing well. How's your
yeah.
health?
I got to do better with that myself, man. Just reaching out, calling, my dad and relatives. I got relatives down south and in Utah and every place. And I'm
Hmm.
such a Scrooge when around the holidays. I'd be like, man, just get this over with. But like you said, they appreciate those calls. They don't need a gift, a card, just to say, hey, Merry Christmas, or even a text message. They
Hmm. Yeah.
appreciate that. And man, that speaks volume.
Goes a long way. Goes a long
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But I've seen like on social media, people are kind of gearing up for the family gathering,
Mm.
and that could be stressful enough because now you got to get your house ready, got to make sure you have this much food, got to have the alcohol there. Man, in California, they warning people right now because they felt like California was too light on DUIs, so now they're telling everybody they're going to have twice as many checkpoints, and the penalties will be double. Like
Ooh.
it's going to be a death sentence if you get a DUI. And there's a lot of holiday parties going on, and people like to
Ooh.
drink around the holidays. It's our American tradition. People spend a lot. You look at go in the liquor section of your grocery store, man,
Hmm.
things are running out already.
Wait a
And
minute. So you telling me you might be speeding to grandma's house to get a turkey leg, but pick up
yep,
a D
pick up a DUI because you had a little shot of Hennessy before you left.
hen
Yep,
dog.
yep. And that's one thing, man. When I hear them stories, I'm so glad I don't drink. And
Yeah.
it's like I ain't worrying about that because you driving and you looking to see, or you didn't had you a couple of them before you left. Man, I'm telling people right now, and I've seen
Man.
terrible accidents around the holiday season in the hospital. Terrible accidents. Like it picks up around certain holidays. Christmas, New Year's is one of them, and Fourth of July is another one. But those are the holidays where people consume the most alcohol, and they're not conscious about what they're doing, where they're going. They're trying to go to somebody's house to enjoy
Yeah.
the holiday, but man, it comes at a price.
Man, you got that right. I mean, and I know you're in that medical field. I get it. People are trying to have a good time, but
Right.
isn't it ironic that the abuse of alcohol like skyrockets during this time?
Yeah. Yeah.
When really you should be getting your high off of just being around family,
Yeah.
just hanging out,
Yeah.
just having good food, having good time. But it's like we always got to take it the extra mile.
Man. And then all it takes is you got the family gathering, everybody's drinking. One person say the
Mm,
wrong thing or
yeah.
disrespect the wrong person or
Yep.
somebody's mama or something like that. And
Yep.
it's on.
Yep. You
Yeah,
know
then
that's
there
gonna
it went
happen.
from being yeah, it's gonna happen. It went from being a holiday party to a massacre,
Mm,
and I don't know, man. I know a lot of people do games and stuff, watch movies. I like you said, watching movies during the holidays, even if it's a
yeah.
holiday movie or whatever. I enjoy that, doing that with the kids and the wife and
Yeah.
just relaxing. I don't got to, as I get older, I realize it's like I don't need to do much
Yeah.
anymore on certain holidays. You know,
Yeah.
certain ones are big. My 50th is coming up, but everything
Hmm.
else, man, the more I can just enjoy my family, my immediate family, I'm
Yep.
good with that. I don't need.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how I am, man. And it's just the simple is better,
Yeah,
All
yeah,
all the
yeah,
extras brings more. It brings more complication, And
yeah,
there's like you said, there's different times for that, but I'm very picky. Like, just,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
this
yeah.
one.
I got to learn that. I got to learn that because
I'm very
I
very
can already
picky, man.
feel like the tension coming, the anxiety coming from it, and I'm just like, I was talking to you about it. Like, here we go, it's coming up. Like, and then they got to work more to buy this and that, and it's just like, man, protect your peace, people. I said that
Yeah.
at the beginning, and I think I'm gonna go into the new year acknowledging that. Protect your peace.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good bumper sticker for us all.
Yeah.
And for the men out there, that have a lot of responsibility, for their household, I know it's difficult. I know because
Mhm.
you're trying to take care of your people. You're trying to make sure
Yeah.
that everyone's happy, But at the end of the day, you got to live with that bill. You got to live with
Mm.
how you're processing all that. And sometimes you have to slowly implement things that gives
Yeah.
you peace. You might not be able to like cold turkey it, so to speak, or rip the rug up from under all your family in that way. That might not be the best way to go about it, but take the little steps for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because if your family don't have you in a good mood, happy, or then you're not going to really be your best for them anyway,
Yeah. Absolutely.
so that's something I've learned over the years is how to slowly go through that process that I'm in a joyful mood, and like I said, there's other things that play into that. One is grief that I deal with during this
Mhm.
time, so I'm still learning like how to even manage that, and
Right.
so each person is different, and so they may be battling with other things, with their work or whatever it may be. But yeah, if I could just encourage the fellas out there, to just take one step. You don't have to take the 10 steps that you finally
Yeah.
want to be at, but just take one step that's different from last year and you'll have a little bit more peace, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a show like this coming up towards every major holiday because Valentine's Day and then Mother's Day, like we're gonna have to like get people prepared. Like, hey, here's how
Yeah.
you deal with this, fellas,
Yep.
man. But thanks for listening for us today. We've been gearing up, wanting to do this show about getting people prepared for the holidays.
Yep.
Again, we're trying to get everybody just to protect your peace. But tune in next week. Like, subscribe, leave your comments. We appreciate it.
That's right. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Spitting in
Next
chat.
week.